Welcome, 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 dear sister soul. I'm so happy that you're here. This is an incredibly momentous and powerful time on the planet, as I'm sure that you realize. Mother Gaia is coming to a cycle of 12,000 years of completion, a cycle where there are massive completions of planetary energies in the human collective field and for us as individual souls. It's a time of completion even of a cycle of Mother Gaia's own consciousness that is leading and already coming into a time of planetary rebirth. And so there's this massive amount of energy that is just pouring from Mother Gaia's golden womb core through the entire planetary field, through each one of us as individual souls, and through the collective field of humanity. And so we're all experiencing this in one way or another, whether we realize it or not. Sometimes it can be experienced as these great and spontaneous moments of great exaltation, where we feel one with all of life, where we feel her love awakening inside of us in unprecedented ways. These moments of awe, of beauty, and deeply felt connection with all of life. And in other moments, it can feel incredibly disorienting, as I'm sure you've experienced. It can feel unsettling. It can feel heartbreaking as we see what is happening in the collective field of humanity. Humanity itself is moving further and further away. As a collective, I'm talking here, and the energy of the masses is moving further and further away from the deepest felt connection to Mother Gaia. And because of that, because there's this massive planetary movement arising from her core, and at the same time, the collective consciousness is moving away from the deeply lived connection with her, we're having this juxtaposition that is unprecedented in the cycles of humanity that we've been through in the last 12,000 years. And I am in deep remembrance of this, even in my own personal soul journey, of what it's been like to live on this planet for 12,000 years. And I can share with you, sisters, this is an unprecedented time because we have those two energies coinciding. We have the energies of Mother Gaia's rebirth in this massive momentum coming from up inside her planetary core. And we have this movement of humanity as a collective moving farther and farther away from harmonizing with her. And that's what's causing the friction in the collective field. And so us as mystical women in this time of planetary rebirth, in this time where we are in a place of deep soul remembrance within ourselves, the most powerful and life-giving thing we can do is to align and immerse ourselves in the planetary energies of Mother Gaia herself. And by journeying into her golden womb core, which we have complete and utter access to in our own design as feminine women through our own wombs. When we journey into her golden core, we can harmonize with these energies that she's birthing through us. We can allow her to shape and mold our human beingness, our earth bodies, our energy fields, our consciousness even, to attune to her planetary energies of love, of life nourishment, of incredibly and profoundly life-giving wholeness. And as we immerse ourselves in these energies again and again and again, as we attune ourselves in every possible way to her womb core, we can then become vessels for that which she wishes to birth in the collective field. We become profoundly potent vessels for her energies of omnipotent love, for the healing of all of life, for the healing of that schism between humanity and her, for the drawing back unto wholeness that which has been torn apart. And that is our true role as mystical feminine souls during this time of her planetary rebirth, during this time of desperate need in the collective field of humanity, to remember who we are and where we come from, and how to realign ourselves with her planetary source. And so over the course of 2018, that's what we'll be practicing and opening to in this womb of life field. We practice and journey with Mother Gaia herself to listen, attune ourselves, body, mind, and energy field to her very core energies of the womb of life. And then as we move through our daily lives, we practice to attune ourselves again and again and again to orient our human life experience to her deepest knowing, to her deepest transmission of love, of healing, and wholeness in all of life. And so during our monthly activations, we'll open to these energies. During our monthly embodiment practices, we'll continuously orient ourselves towards that which we've opened to and bring that forward in the most tangible way in our human life experience. And in this process, dear sisters, we become her vessels for the magnitude of her healing love to be brought forward. We become her vessels in our everyday life experience of being alive as women. We become her vessels through our work, which we bring forward to the world. And no matter what it is that you choose to bring forward, whether you're a healer, whether you're a feminine guide, whether you're an artist, whether you're someone who feels called to political work even, these energies of the womb of life, as they pour through you, as you become a more and more powerful vessel for her womb of life energies, have the capacity to touch human consciousness at the very, very core soul level. So we begin to act from the deepest cause and core of life. We find our solutions from the deepest core of Mother Gaia. And from that place, we bring forward our most effective service and transmission to the whole. So that's my invitation to you, dear sister souls, to join us in 2018 for this momentous moment, this momentous inner and outer movement of the birthing of the womb of life through all of humanity. Join myself and mystical, amazing, and beautiful souls like you from around the world to come together and become greater than that which we can be on our own. So if this calls deeply to your heart and your womb and your soul, please read on, register at the bottom of the page, and I look forward to being with you in this life-giving field. Many blessings to your continued awakening to her now and in the coming days. Namaste.